Hello everyone, welcome to Ekam IAS Academy. Today we have an article talking about we need limits on election campaign spending. In this article, the author has given some data as well. It goes back to 2004 Lok Sabha election where the BJP led government put on advertisement with the tagline called India Shining Campaign, in which, according to your report, it spent almost rupees 150 crores of public money on this India Shining campaign. Both the central government and the state government has significantly increased the amount of spending on election campaigns, and especially when it comes to the election year, the expenditure is far more worse. And there is no doubt the government has to create awareness about its schemes and policies. Earlier, it used to be done by public meetings, and in the later stages, it is done by print media, electronic media. But when we talk about the present situation, at present the government advertisements published or broadcast before the elections tend to be campaigns of the ruling party and establishing personality cults. And when we talk about the expenditure, the central government has spent 3020 crores on advertisements between 2018-19 to 22-23. Just imagine the money they are spending on the election campaigns. Every party, one way or the other, are spending more amount of money on the elections. And when we talk about the limitations on the expenditure for a candidate, we have limitations. Per candidate, we have for Lok Sabha elections 95 lakh for larger states and 75 lakhs for the smaller states. But officially, the expenditure declared by BJP and Congress for 2019 elections was 1264 crores and 820 crores respectively. But in actual, according to your report, it cost rupees 50,000 crores. And interestingly, most of the funding are from the corporate houses or the businessman, which is creating a nexus or a link between the donors and the elected representatives. So to curtail all these practices, Supreme Court recently has banned the electoral bond scheme. But however, the author is referring it to as a band-aid on the bullet wound, as the majority of the funding continue to be in unaccounted cash. So to have free and fair elections, in 2016 itself, the Election Commission of India has given some electoral reforms. Firstly, it is telling we have to ban the election advertisements before 6 months of general election. And second, the law must be amended that a party's financial assistance to its candidate should also be within the limits of election expenditure. And thirdly, there should be a ceiling on expenditure by the parties. And finally, we have to appoint additional judges in the high courts for speedy disposal of election related cases. But however, unless and until these reforms are implemented, the massive expenses of elections will be borne by us, the people. So this is the scenario which is happening in India. When we talk about the good practices that are happening outside the India, we have good examples of Sweden, UK, Germany, Canada, where they have spending limitation, public fund mechanism and transparency, where the funds are coming from and how it is being used. And they have restrictions on the political parties for advertisements in the television as well. So we have to look into all these practices and try to implement in India to have free and fair elections. Because as we see the numbers here, they are huge numbers. So rather than wasting it in the election campaign, it will be used for policies, for good schemes to be implemented in India, to develop India as a nation. So we need proper reforms to curtail huge election expenditures that are happening in India to have free and fair elections. So this is for today. For more such videos, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. All the best.